So I recently teamed up with Eastbay to give away 4 Nike Club Fleece hoodies, as you can see right over here. I customized every single one of them, and I gave them away on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And shout out to everybody that actually entered any of those contests. Any which way, we chose our winners. They got to choose the colors that they wanted, and then I did the ice dye technique to these, and I'm going to be sending them out right after this video. But I wanted to show you guys how I was able to create them because it was really, really easy. Honestly, I found a really nice repeatable method that only takes about 10 minutes for you to be able to create. Now, obviously, there's some prep time, and then you have to let the dye sit. But other than that, it's a really quick process and something that I could reproduce over and over again. So I wanted to share with you guys my updated approach. Since I've done a bunch of these videos, this one is kind of the one that's given me the results that I really was desiring from the first place. And it's a lot easier than what I've been doing in the past. Shout out to Eastbay again for sponsoring the Club Fleece Tech Fleece video that I did. And if you guys want to buy any Nike Tech Fleece or Nike Club Fleece products, please check the link in the description. Now, I personally recommend the Club Fleece hoodie. It is absolutely amazing, 55 bucks at retail, but it really does a great job for the tie-dye that I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. So before we get into the 10-minute tutorial, I wanted to show you guys the results. This is one of the first giveaway winners from YouTube. This is Josue's. Also, Josue wanted me to say, Gina, you have to stop spending money on shoes, and Victor, you have to start spending money on shoes. You need more drip. So hopefully they get the message from me, but appreciate you for entering the giveaway, and shout out to you and your friends, man. Hopefully you enjoy the hoodie as well, so this one's going to you. The next YouTube winner was from Alvin, and this one is yours. He wanted kind of the same sort of vibes, so this is what you get right here. Like the results as well. I think the ice dye came out well. But hopefully you enjoyed, Alvin, and this one's coming to you. The Twitter winner is J-Rod, and this is yours. He asked for blue, orange, and green, and hopefully this will work out for you, man. But this is the results. And last we have Crane, the IG winner, and I kind of had the same vibes as the other one. You could see a little bits of blue, orange, green, and yellow, and I don't know. He asked me to just do whatever I wanted, so this is what I ended up with, and hopefully you like the results. I'll also show you guys a couple other ones. This is a blue one that I did right here. Another blue one for my friend Heidi. Hopefully she enjoys this one right here. This one is for Marissa. This is for a dude named John. This one is for a guy named Nick. And this is another one that I did for myself that I'm working on a new color blocking to kind of go with the AMM3s. I'm gonna have to redo this one a little bit, but still. So I'm gonna give you guys some of the checklist items in the description of the video that you need to buy to be able to do this at home. It's honestly, again, very easy. The only thing you have to be a little bit cautious of is obviously you're using permanent dye. So do it in an area where you're not gonna get yelled at by your significant others or your parents or whatever it might be. So if you've seen some of my previous videos on how to ice dye, I have a couple extra steps that I'm not gonna be including in this video. And I think that's gonna streamline things and make it a lot faster. I was able to reproduce and do like 8 or 9 hoodies at once instead of doing 2 or 3 at a time. It was actually a lot easier to do, and because of that, I think this video will hopefully be beneficial to you guys. So first thing you need is like a bus bin or a bin in general. It doesn't have to be this exact one, but I will link these ones in the description. I found this one works the best for me. It's a little bit small, but it does fit like a double XL hoodie even in this small of a bin. But before you put the hoodies directly in the bins, the most critical thing that you need is this. This looks like white powder. It's not the type of white powder that you might think it is. This is soda ash. I'll link it in the description as well as the other essential things out here, but this is absolutely critical. I tried to do a test without using soda ash, taking a clean hoodie straight from the store, throwing it right into the bin, and then trying to do it basically with no soda ash, and all of the color washed out. It did not stay at all. Soda ash is essential because it actually helps the colors bind to the hoodies. So I actually have a mop bucket at home that I'll link in the description as well. I fill it with water and add some soda ash and stir it up. So then I take the hoodies and throw it in the soda ash and water, let it sit for the minimum of 20 minutes. I've had them sit overnight as well. It's totally fine if you have it sit longer, but 20 minutes, absolute minimum. Also wanted to mention you want to wear gloves through this entire process, but after you're done with the soda ash in the water, pull it out and wring it out as best you can. Honestly, the mop bucket is really clutch because I can squeeze out a lot of the water that way. Then once you get most of the water out, you can put the hoodies directly into this bin. And this is the game changer for me because previously I would go ahead and lay the items flat and then scrunch the items up, wrap them with rubber bands. It would take forever to do, but this, you can literally scrunch them up, put them directly in the bins. Now I know there might be concern there because the hoodie is going to be in all the water and stuff. And so there is some consideration with that. If it soaks through and you let it sit too long, then all of the waters will become a muddy mess on the back side of the hoodie. But out of all the hoodies that I didn't have any crazy bleeding on the other side. Make sure the hood's at the top, the sleeves are on each side, and then the bottom here. And you want to kind of scrunch it in like it's the shape of the item in the bottom of the bin. Basically, you just don't want any layers overlapping on top of each other. You want it all scrunched in. But this is where it can get fun though, because if you use different sizes of ice cubes, it can actually show different drag patterns on your items. So I added some larger ice cubes that I honestly got from these silicone trays. I just made my own ice cubes since they were a little bit bigger. I can make big ones. little ones, whatever I wanted, and then I put 3 or 4 of those bigger ones on top of the items. Then I went ahead and added dye on top of those, but you can honestly wait to the end to add all the dye. I just wanted specific little areas to have little bursts of color. Then after I did that, I added a mountain of dye on top of the entire thing, and then I covered every part of the white garment. And usually I don't mix more than 2 or 3 colors. If you mix too many colors, it will actually end up just being brown. So if you're wondering what dye I usually use Dharma. Their website is awesome. They have 1,000 different colors over there. But I also like buying the presets that they have on Amazon. Again, I'll link both of them in the description. Once you sprinkle the dye over top of the items with the ice, you're good to go. You just basically let it set overnight. Honestly, I did some of them for 12 hours. Some of them I did for overnight, and it worked just the same. The real kicker, again, is a soda ash. If you used it, then you should be good to go towards the end of this project. And now you're pretty much in the home stretch. Once the ice is melted almost completely or pretty well through, at least the dye going all the way through, you might have a little bit of soupy mess there. Just don't shake up and agitate the bins. Just leave them be and you'll be fine. Basically, take that. Now you're going to rinse it out in the sink or in the bathtub. You definitely need to wear gloves for this part, but you rinse out the items completely. Try to get out as much dye as you can. Again, I use the mop bucket so it can help me wring out all of the dye. It's not going to be 100%, but once you have most of it rinsed out, then you want to throw it in the washing machine. Now you can wash it with a towel that you don't care about as well. I would recommend that. But this is a kicker part that's going to make all of the difference in the world. Again, one of the essential things you're going to need. You're going to need Synthrapol, which is a special type of detergent that works for tie-dyes. It helps set the colors in perfectly. If you don't use that, it's probably going to wash some of the colors out. It also helps set the colors in like this, as you could see, where there's not a lot of bleeding. Otherwise, the brown could have bled all the way through to the white. So it does help separate the colors a little bit as well. I also wash it on hot, and then once you're done with that, you can throw it in the dryer. Now I use these dryer sheets, color catcher dryer sheets from Shout. Recommend those as well because that will help you catch the extra color. And when you're drying it, dry it with an extra towel or a hand towel or something that your wife or parents or significant others don't care about. And then you're pretty much good to go. Washed, dried, and you should have some results like this. It's a lot simpler process than what I've done in the past, and I would highly recommend the changes of using different sizes of ice cubes for one, and then also like a bin like this. The other thing that you could do is really helpful if you have one of the cookie sheets, you can put it on the bottom if you have a bigger bin. And the last tip I would say is if you have a bin that is too big and you have too much space in there, use foil to actually help fill in the gaps. That way when you're putting ice on top, the foil will help fill in the gaps and then you won't be putting too much ice over top of everything. Anyway, those are my tips to creating an ice dye hoodie and stuff. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have tried it, if it's worked for you, what are some other tips that you would throw out there for other people that are interested in the process? I really enjoy making them. It's lots of fun. And so hopefully you guys are having fun making your own unique pieces as well. Again, if you guys want to buy any of these hoodies, these are the ones that I recommend the most. This is my favorite ones from Nike. And actually, I thought they were 100% cotton. They're actually 80% cotton blend with polyester, which is interesting because polyester is not really the best item to be using, but these really work well. But that 80-20 cotton blend Nike Club Fleece hoodies, really good. Recommend them for your use, and you can buy them from Eastbay in the description of the video. Thank you again to Eastbay for working with me and doing the giveaway, and hopefully you guys appreciated that, and I can probably do some more giveaways like these in the future because they've been just so fun to make. But hopefully you guys have a good day out there, and if you guys make anything, always tag me on social. I always love to see what you guys are working with. Have a good one, though, and hopefully we'll see you guys back for some more content very soon. All right, peace, guys.